Today I'm going to be filming the Duan Jin, which is an 8-part exercise that is a really good exercise to work in the morning before you do any of your training or before you do anything for that matter. And the point of the exercise is to open up different meridians. It's a traditional Chinese exercise to try to stretch out different parts of the body, stimulate the organs, and get the blood flowing in different ways, and specifically trying to get the qi moving in throughout the body. So even if you don't look at it in terms of that, it's an excellent way of stretching and just getting yourself moving. We all know that it's kind of hard to get going in the morning, so this is a great exercise for that. I'm going to go through each part, and I'm going to talk through each part as we go through. But a quick overview first. This is just our overview video, and then you'll be able to watch the performance video, which I will also then talk through. The first part of the form, we start off with our feet shoulder width, and we're going to notice that the feet are going to alternate as you go through. So from this foot position here, I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to invert the hands and extend and stretch. And when I'm up here, my thumbs are going to extend towards the ceiling. So I'm going to extend and stretch. I'm trying to stretch out the whole side of my body as I push up, and it's important that the fingertips actually press down. So as I invert the hands, my fingers are pressing down towards my head, my thumbs are pressing up towards the ceiling, and I'm stretching both sides of the body. From there, we're going to release the body, and I'm going to drop my weight down and then roll. I'm going to do it from the side so you can see it there as well. Hands come up, thumbs rotate back, hold and stretch, and then release and come back. From the other side, third component, I'm also going to be lifting my toes, and you don't have to add this part quite in at the beginning, but as I do all my inhales, the toes are going to come up, and then all the exhales, I'm going to be pressing down. The goal of that is to gather and take all that yin energy, and then to exhale and press and ground using your yang energy. So come up, inhale, and then exhale. As you exhale, we're rolling through the back. Every exercise we do is going to have this rolling motion, trying to get the energy to come up and out through the hands. So our first exercise is extending and reaching, and then we're going to come back. And we do each of these exercises 3 times. Second exercise, we're going to widen our stance into what's called a horse stance in Japanese karate. And from here, we're trying to use a good, strong, solid base because we're going to be doing a lot of rotating and twisting. As we bring our hands up, one hand will be on the outside, one hand will be on the inside. As we come up first, we're going to start from one hand on the inside. We roll that hand, and then as we press, our body extends, and then we're going to pull back. This is shooting the bow, or aiming, some will call it shooting the tiger, but we're extending this arm like a bow and arrow. When you come back, the hand's going to come in, and then you're going to rotate and then press. So I'm going to do that again from the side position. I start off with my left hand on the outside. I'm going to roll the back, extend, reach out, and then come back. And then I'm going to roll to the other side, press out, extend, and then come back. I'll turn to the other side so you can see that. So starting off, hands come in, I roll, inhale, press and exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. And because this is a left and right side, unlike the first exercise, we're going to end up doing a total of 6 times, 3 to the left and 3 to the right. Inhaling out, and then exhale to release. And now as we roll the back, we're keeping our hips down, but still trying to roll and elongate the back as much as we can. Something called turtle back in the Chinese medicine. Now from that third position, we're going to do something called separating heaven and earth, and this is pretty common in our typical yang form and other Chinese forms. We're going to start with our feet shoulder width apart again, and now we're going to come up from here. One hand is going to raise and the other hand is going to lower. You want to almost end up with your palms facing opposite directions, but one over the other. So your left hand is going to really go far, or right hand is going to go in the back, left hand is going to go up, but they're going to try to be stacked right over each other. As you extend, you're going to rotate back and stretch to the side. So this whole side, similar to the first exercise, is getting a lot of stretching, but you're also pressing. Be careful not to lean too much and wreck the posture. We want to keep our shoulders in balance as we turn. As you come back from here, both hands will come forward. We're going to extend and roll, where you then turn and go the other way. This one is a 90-degree rotation with this pressing all the way up. Notice again, like the first part, my fingertips are down, my thumb is up on the bottom, my fingertips and my thumb are all facing upward. So we go to the right, we come back, we go to the left, and we come back. Okay. For the fourth exercise, we're going to separate our feet again nice and wide in that position, really working on a good stable base for this one. The second, fourth, and sixth all have a wider base, and the first, third, and fifth have a smaller base. We're going to bring our hands around and grab. Think about like grabbing onto a tree. You want to set down, relax the hips into this position, and we're going to rotate as far back as we can. And now this is more about that twisting and rotation. So we're going to add another piece to it, which is to turn the head and look back over your back elbow. So right now I'm looking to my right. I'm going to come back to center and press forward, and then turn, inhaling, looking back, retreating back to center, and pressing out. One more time from the side. My hands are here. I've extended and reaching out as far as I can, keeping the arms as rounded as possible. Extend with the head at the end, and then back to center. Push forward. Inhale and turn. Exhale and back. All right, and that is our fourth exercise. The fifth one is pressing into the kidneys, and this is a leaning back exercise. So far we've done twisting, now we're going to lean. This one involves quite a bit more, so we're going to go through it step by step. The hands are going to press into the kidneys. We're going to push the hips forward and the kidneys forward while extending the whole upper back and extending the chest rather, and then stretching this whole front of the body out. As we do that, looking back as far as you can, and then as you go forward, we're extending down, rubbing the outside, which is the gallbladder part of the meridians, down to the outside big toe, which is also bladder. Lifting the big toe with your fingertips, lift up and lift your chin at the same time, and then you're going to press down into the feet, lift your hands up on the inside of the leg, which is going to be kidney and spleen and liver, and then rub back and drum lightly on the kidneys, trying to stimulate the kidneys. As we go to the side, so you can watch that again. Hands press to the kidneys, extend, and then exhale, come down. Grab the big toe, lift the chin, inhale. Extend forward, press. Relax the head, let the head drop so the weight of the head does the stretch. Let the hands come up through the inside to the outside, drum slowly onto the kidneys. This one is going to be done 3 times as well, but since it's equal, you only have to do it 3 times. It's not a left and right exercise. Press back, and then forward. Inhale and lift. Press down. Inhale, and drum slightly, and then back. So that's the 5th exercise, and there's 3 of those. Now this next one is going to go from that wider position. This is our 6th drill. Thumbs are going to turn onto the back, so your fingertips are in the front, and you're going to sink down into that horse stance. And you want to imagine more like a snake or a dragon in the way that you're moving now. We're going to turn our bodies and come back and extend to one side, going as far back as you can, and you're going to really feel that stretch all the way up through the center and even into the neck. That's why it's hard to talk once I'm in that stretch position, because the jaw is going to be pulled back. As you then come forward, you're going to drop to center, lower the head and relax the neck, and then lean and go to the opposite side and extend and stretch. And then back, so we're going from stretching the front, and then when we come to the middle, we're stretching the back and allowing the neck to relax through. Once more from the side, I'm in a wider horse stance type position. Thumbs are down, lean forward and back. Even when leaning, we always lean with good posture, so oftentimes leaning seems like the wrong word for it, but we're extending and trying to elongate and stretch. So often when we're leaning in our Chinese exercises, you notice that the heel, the knee, the hip, the shoulder are all in alignment, so we just don't want to break at the hips where we're going to lose our posture or our balance. That is the 6th exercise. The seventh one, this gets out of our the other movement exercises. These last two are going to be more centered positions. This is all about condensing and strengthening and then releasing. So one way to really gain a sense of relaxation is to understand tension first. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands over our head. We're going to press down to the front, and then as we get to the sides of our body, we're going to slowly go behind the back. And we're going to reach down and curl the fingers like we're grabbing buckets. Tight, tight, tight with the fist, and we're actually going to start to tense everything, lift your heels up, and then release it all in one. Again, a little harder to do while talking, so you'll see it in the other video too. As you come up, press down, circle through, squeeze, 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 and release. And when you release, drop those heels right to the floor. Same thing, I'm just going to turn. Keep in mind in the exercise we don't keep rotating. I'm trying to show you different views. As I come up, I come back, extend, and then release. The very last part of the exercise before we close is to bring your feet together, and we're going to release and drop the heels just like we did on the last one. But for each release, we're going to slap into our body and also adding sound. First sound is going to be ha, which is taking the upper warmer, ho in the middle, and then sa to the lower warmer, different sides of the body, just to stimulate as you strike. As we come up on our heels, ha, ho, and sa. Now as we do that, I'm going to do it with the regular sounds this time. It's less of the word than it is the sound that you're making. Watch the heels at the same time. Hi, and that's going to be done 3 times as well. At the end we close, not part of the exercise, but just generally clearing. Bring the hands up. And 3 times just to relax and close and get yourself centered. And again, this is an excellent exercise to do at the beginning of the day. It's not taught traditionally from my Sifu, David Billio. It's not one of the drills I learned from him. I did learn it from another instructor who practices this on a daily basis as just part of his morning warm-up. And I thought it was really important because it connects both the important components of Tai Chi with the traditional Chinese medicine and also some of the elements of Kyushu Jitsu, which is another art that we train with, which deals with the meridians of traditional Chinese medicine. So that is your warm-up. It is called the Duan Jin. It means 8 pieces of brocade. It has a few other explanations, but just think of it as a warm-up exercise to start off your day. Thank you very much.